Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my Core of the Apocalypse. This is Jessica Hans. It's June 14, 2026. Instead of doing something lame like watching a UFC fight in on the White House lawn, we're just gonna be doing monastic experience. How do you spell that? Nestic? I have no idea. Anyway, for today's voice party, we have Fairwinkle and we have a Snake coming in for today. So, let's go ahead and get started. Here's stages. There we go. Consultation session. All right. I have no idea who it is. No, wait. For this one, we should go about like. Alright. No, Heathcliff's been in the Vanguard too long. I should pull him back and let him. Oh, that's probably Dante. Huh? Oh, sorry. Did you say something? I provide you an answer to your question, but you exhibited no observable response. Is the sinner's combat performance deteriorating beyond manageable parameters? No, things aren't that bad, but it's just hard to focus on one conversation when trying to support battles happening in completely different places at once. On top of that, Rogia's shopping chatter is starting to get a little distracting. A few days after we entered N-Corp's district— oh, we did make it to N-Corp! The bus pulled over to the back streets of N-Corp to take care of a distortion case. This contract is supposed to be handled jointly by the LCD team, but distortions suddenly start cropping up all over an area of the back streets called Butter Street. Butter Street. What is this? What is this, Pokemon? Or Dragon Ball? Without any coherent pattern. No obvious point of origin or route or spread. Nothing convenient like that, and had no choice but to split the center in several groups and send them out. Odish, Ishmael, Sinclair, Don Quixote, Isan, and Merceau were on their way to rendezvous with the LCD team. Heathcliff, Gregor, and Honlu were suppressing distortions that showed up from other directions. With our onboard stocks scraped down to the bottom, Roja and Ryoshu, who were done with their shared suppression work, were in charge of buying supplies for the bus. As for Faust, she decided to stay behind with me on the bus. I wanted to get through the consultation sessions I've been putting off, and thought I might as well get myself some much-needed practice with handling the new golden bow-powered outer required. To reiterate, there are no issues requiring special concern regarding Faust. It is true that Faust has, on several recent occasions, expressed dissatisfaction with a certain Faust. However, those instances should be classified as a mere personal grievance. I mean, that's good if that's all there is to it, but this is not the first time Faust has seemed unlike herself. Oh right, so she's still she's now the stupid Faust. There were times before when she spent far longer than usual, lost in thought, moments she could not produce immediate answers to from the other sinners or me. Could it be you can't access the Gesellschaft? May I ask your basis for that inference? Because you're acting a lot like you did back on the warp train. It appears that appears there remain occasions in which you're still capable of surprising Faust, Dante. So I was right? You really are cut off for the Gesellschaft? That was not intended as a confirmation of your conjecture. May she saying that while she can't technically access the Gesellschaft, it may as well be that she can't? I wish I could ask more and get to the bottom of it. The way she was sidestepping the subject told me that prying wouldn't give me any further insight. Right. I won't press you if you don't want to talk about it. Your reserve is appreciated. Shall I move on? Yes, your consultation is the next agenda. After cross-referencing the records pertaining to recent events in the House of Spiders, it appeared that your memories concerning the individuals designated as Sora and Ren currently only remain with you, Dante. As such, should the influence of Ryoshu and her sword lead to further omissions in the official records, the manager will be responsible for supplementing the necessary information. Yeah, not the first time I was the only one left with intact memories, huh? That's right, despite K-Corp's memory wipe procedure, Catherine's erasure by the Golden Bow's power, and Uriah Shiki severing people from existence, I was the only one who remembered what had transpired. But ironically enough, memories had prior to swapping my head with this clock still showed no sign of returning. Why won't my old members come back, though? Is it because of this clockhead? Speculation based on your experience with the bus team thus far will not meaningfully contribute to the recovery of your former memories, manager. Inductive reasoning conducted from memories with gaps, after all, is bound to have structural limitations. Bongi would serve as an adequate analogy. Bongi? Yes, Bongi. Receiving feed increasing body mass alone would provide no meaningful basis for identifying the purpose of its rearing. Even at the terminal stage, when exposed to kitchen instruments and the heat of the stove, its limited experience will provide inadequate to constitute an understanding of its ultimate fate and purpose. Faust, what the fuck are you saying? Likewise, the ultimate answer of your doubts can only be obtained from the whole of the experience that you accumulated at the terminus of your entire journey. That is, your lot of mission. Oh, so it's just a long way of saying get to the end. No spoilers. Because treasure waits at the end of the road. At the end of hell. And that treasure will give you back my memories and my head. Also, indeed, at the end of the road, you'll be able to engrave your aspect. I still have no idea exactly what aspect means, or whether it's an object, but if I know one thing, is that the me from before all this began wanted badly, obsessively, desperately. It's more like an instinctive knowledge, but with my memories gone, that feeling, however strong it is, does not change the fact that it's just another word with no discernible mental image. And you're not going to tell me exactly what it is, are you? The aspect. What it means, or why I want it so much. If it remains a piece of information that must be disclosed to you, then no, I am unable to tell you. Pay it no mind. You're still following your star acceptably. Please concentrate on the journey. More importantly, have you grown accustomed to that incomplete power? Current observations suggest that you've yet to arrive at that level. Well, I've gotten pretty used to focusing on one place at a time, but keeping track of several places at once is still a bit rough. Oza's team is doing well in combat, even without my direct supervision. Eroja's team is shopping and not engaged in battle at the moment. Taking my mind off of them will prove much easier. But that won't give me much needed practice, so I'll do my best to keep an eye on every sinner's status. Sufficient familiarity should result in substantial tactical value. You should be able to cast a wider net with information gathering and employ previously unavailable tactical patterns. Right. And also be able to tell when it's a bad time to call someone in, too. Even as I continue talking with Faust, I make sure not to stop observing the places where each group is and what they're doing. Yep. Pulling Heathcliff to rear was the right call. Not seeing injuries, his team's still doing pretty well even without my directions. As Roja, wait, did she just stuff all the pastries and bread she had in her pockets? How did she manage that with that huge baguette? And Oza's group. Let's see. Oh, looks like they joined up with the LCD team without any issues. LCD. And that guy over there must be... Hang on. Faust. There's a dude I've seen before, but he seems a bit, different from what I remember. Could you specify the issue? I'm monitoring the situation right now. We should probably join up with them too. Let's end the consultation here. This is rather precipitous, Dante. If the incident is of a serious nature, perhaps a request for support from the LCC. No, it's not an incident. Though I wouldn't say it's not serious. Alright. Yeah. With Nardachi coming in tomorrow, we still got like Roja, and then we got Isan and Gregor to like voice, so like anyone wants to take up those or like new characters, let me know. Here you go. Snake, you were Ishmael before.
Sigh. This is going from bad to worse, really. Dante seems to be tied up helping the other groups. Otis's command calls have been working out well enough. I'll give her that. We've managed to hold the line better than expected, but we're definitely starting to feel the strain.
Ugh.
Why are you waving your hands all over? Arm and hand signal.
What? Signals? What's the swinging the arm sideways he's supposed to mean? You don't know?
It's scatter. Damn it. So scatter.
That was close. We almost got flattened. Damn it. Ian Rook is nothing but the most rudimentary military trade would have recognized a hand signal that basic. We're not all trained soldiers here, are we? Barry. Barry.
Yeah, hold on. I have this thing muted because I'm trying to play.
Oh, okay.
Verily, the flares of the single-hand doth indeed make the boast of a chivalric elegance. Yet when thou suddenly wavest thine hand about, clenching and unclenching thine hand in that mystical fashion, only to suddenly turn pale. Forsooth, I am left bereft of understanding what thou meanest to say.
Think that all the personnel on the team, only the Swabby has the discipline to interpret a basic field signal.
I only picked it up during my sailing days. And realistically speaking, did you really expect ordinary people like the others to understand professional military signals?
This is unacceptable. After all the operations all of you have been deployed under my lead, you're all still ignorant when it comes to nonverbal signals. I don't think even Dante would know those signals.
Yep. Might as well be splitting hairs, literally.
Let us appease our agitated hearts and follow Miss Otis's instructions. We should disperse and withdraw. Do you want this one, Fairy, Ezra? Or do you want?
Christ.
Like, do you want her, or do you want someone else to do her?
My brain can only handle Dawn right now.
All right. Snake, would you be willing to do Ezra?
Okay. Megaton landing.
Keep that voice. I love it.
Hey, pretty cool, huh? Let's face it, I know how to make one heck of an entrance.
Whoa, aren't you supposed to be clearing up the distortion upstairs?
Oh, Finito, a million years ago. You guys were talking forever, so I figured I'd take a peek and lend a hand. You're welcome.
Split by your thundering descent, the flawless form and shape are now crushed beyond mending, sunken deep enough to be likened to the incipience of a wellspring.
Huh? Don't you worry your head about it. That's all after. Teams to take care of.
So after team gets to do the road repairs.
Anyway, that should be all of them, right?
Here's Merceau.
The force of your landing neutralized the last of the distortions outside of the building. Great. Can you check on the distorted peeps, faces, and clothes? Their faces are all segmented. Makes my skin crawl. Not a pleasant sight. As for their attire...
You still with us?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, Don
I'm just
Quixote.
trying to close the thing.
Okay.
This This one appears to be a sweeper. And that one yonder bears the attire of an ordinary fixer.
Sweeper's being distorted. Interesting.
Oh yeah, they are human-like.
Yeah.
And this distortion I landed on? Probably a local resident, judging by the clothes. Did any of you happen to see anything nearby bursting with a big poppin' flag?
Nay, not once.
Okie dokie. You know what? Then let's all head upstairs. This suppression request is kind of a pain. We'll need to put together a nice, neat plan before we start poking it too hard.
She has like this giant, probably has this like giant ass stick ready to go.
A plan, sayest thou? How, was this not a mere matter of slaying distortions where they stand?
Huh? Wait, did nobody brief you?
This has often the structure of our assignments. We're given instructions, we perform them, only afterwards do we begin to perceive the nature and contour of the tasks to which we have committed our hands. So no, we never do our homework.
Really? Well, guess every department has its own way of doing things. No big deal. I'll explain everything once we're upstairs. Oh, by the way, you didn't get to meet the whole team until, like, last time, did you? Only our new girl. This time, that dude, I mean, Mr. Bamboo. Bamboo hatted Kims, also here, so...
He's okay now?
Sure he is. You'll be surprised once you see just how okay he is now.
Well, last time he said he was still under treatment. To be precise, I believe Miss Aindu stated that his mind is yet to regain its former tranquility.
That?
Hmm?
You'll get it once you see him. I feel like we'll just end up having the same conversation twice if I say anything about it now.
Honestly, that's probably true. Undo. Undoer. You've arrived. It's blinding! So bright! Midday sun is pouring in like crazy! Yet the warm tickle of the sunbeam is rather agreeable. Oh, that was Marceau.
Oh, this is not sunlight! Because unlike this, there's more to the sunshine than it's warm! Then what exactly is this light? Why is this thing on again? It's bright enough to fry my eyeballs.
Wait, do they have that on for dramatic effect? I think they're having it on for dramatic effect. Apologies, Lady Ezra. I'm yet to be accustomed to this machine. This is our first time laying a hand upon complicated work in such a... Oh, so they don't know how to work it. And the dramatic effect is just an accident. It activated of its own accord. I have yet discovered the method by which it may be silenced. I think I know who that is. That's why I told you to leave it alone. Dealing with things you don't understand usually ends with something or you broken. Nothing good comes of it, I tell you. Oh, that was Kim! Mentor, Lady Moses has instructed me that in every moment and event, clues are hidden under the veil of one's surroundings must be examined with care. Yes, and that only works if you're savvy about the knack.
Hang on. Did you just say mentor?
I've not yet been afforded a proper opportunity to introduce him to you. This here is the esteemed leader of the Blade lineage, who's all but a master under whom I have apprenticed. Do you really have to dress it up like that? I told you I took on the role because there wasn't anyone else around to take the job. You know, with all of us being sole survivors, I got a clean-on promotion that I didn't want.
Switch. Where's the switch? Aha! Gotcha.
She sits down and starts playing Mario Odyssey. Not that switch! Who's this guy? Oh! That's Kim! That's just his outfit hanging on a hook. The silhouette was just his outfit. That's actually kind of funny.
That's a Tumblr sexy man right there. Jesus.
Yeah. Huh? Goodness. Known as Bamboo-Hatted Kim. That's a see. Kim is always seen that silhouette. Kim is always seen that silhouette. So the joke is that we finally see him out of it. Yes, that's me. Guess I'd say pleased to meet you, folks. I was not expecting him to wear a suit. No, then again, Eindu's wearing. No, they're probably wearing suits because they're part of the LCD now. That's actually a really funny reveal.
I'll get some ice cream because I feel like ice cream.
Sure thing. Okay, so... More often than not, first impressions are prone to change. The Bamboo-Hatted Kim, remember, was a man who drowned in his own fathoms, blaming himself for his powerlessness with a listless, heavy voice. That, however, had been a while when he was distorted and sunken into himself, so I figured his original personality might be somewhat different. But this is not just somewhat. His personality isn't even the same ballpark as my expectations. A little meta commentary there. You tell me this guy here is Bamboo-Hatted... You tell me this guy here is Bamboo-Hatted Kim? Yep, we double-checked that's right. She really said he's the same guy. Whoa, that fire on your head's not hot at all? Fascinating stuff. Can we just check again? Just in case? I really can't wrap my head around the fact that this is the sullen, serious man who we fought. Just look at what he's doing. He's rubbing my face all over like he's checking out some kind of mantelpiece ornament. Get your hands off me, Kim!
What?
Kim's rubbing his hands on Dante's face like he's inspecting it. It's like, Kim, keep your hands to yourself.
He's seeming more like a cat than like a ornament inspector.
Yeah.
With the way that you described that.
Yeah. Lots of ticking and talking going on. This must sound like them talking to you folks, huh? Further confirmation will be redundant, Dante. This individual is conclusively identical to the one designated as Bamboo-Hatted Kim. I got no idea what you folks are so suspicious about. I do. Just what exactly been telling people out there about me? They're all staring at me like they've seen a ghost. I told them that you're a gallant and formidable warrior, Mentor. I do, you shit! But they don't look like they've heard the most flattering things about me. There, don't you hear it? The faint undercurrent of disappointment in the ticking. I also told them you're a man of few words, but with much affection for the followers under your command. I do. Yes, Mentor? That's a complete and utter lie. Man, a few words. It's definitely not something you can say about a guy as talkative as me, don't you think? Yeah, spoken no falsehood. Or your conduct is rather shallow and perhaps less refined for a leader of the organization. You are much more reserved and taciturn when conversing with those unfamiliar to you, are you not? I do, you talk too much. No matter who one may be, one is bound to inspire either approval or disapproval from those around him, so I refrain from mentioning any truth that might invite the latter. To even hint at anything that might tarnish the reputation of my master will not be unlike spitting on his name. And mine, by extension. I do, you're like blade lineage Otis. Stop sucking up to the teacher. I simply had no reason to put on airs in front of my own folks. In any case, oh, so you can't see anything if I block this part? Tell me, how many fingers am I holding up? He's trying to find Dante's eyes. Those are not my eyes, you know. Your own folks. Huh. Looks like they've already acknowledged and accepted they now belong to Limbus Company.
Why does thou not pay a visit to the LCE? Verily, when one's mind is plagued by the absence of tranquility, you shrink forth into the open air and touchable field of grass, clearest storm of the heart.
Did he just tell her? Did she just tell him to touch grass?
Who knows?
Master of the company is expected to act in the company's interests. If for a reason, I didn't see you fighting on the field of battle during Operation Spider-Pyre. You had to account for your absence in the mission. Otis addressed Kim as though she was conducting a formal investigation, every word flat and hard. It was obvious she was not about to let her guard down anytime soon. What mission? Oh, that one. Kim finally seemed inclined to assume a more serious disposition. He stopped staring into my face and turned toward Otis, although his hand was still on my head. Alright, clearly there's some disconnected expectations here. Listen here, you. I'm really not all about hard, bothersome work. Get what I mean? The real disconnect was between his stoic expression and the words coming out of his mouth. What? Let's talk about the kind of fellow I am. Meet the resident layabout, who's forced to do his job, with a frown too, I might add. Only has got absolutely no other choice. I'm really not some sort of big shot Aindu's apparently been promoting me as, folks. Now, I very much like to stop getting roped to the stuff that keeps putting my life on the line.
Why did you join the LCD in the first place? If you'd rather be unemployed. No, never mind. They probably forced you to stay.
You catch on quick. First they spout this nonsense about distortions and all, then forced hired me, called me a company-owned resource or whatever. And the other day, they're again on about, what's his name? Golden Bow? Yes, they invited me on a tour to another department listening on some important presentation. And I accepted. I thought it'd be a fine opportunity to broaden my perspective. I do, dear. There are times where your commitment to duty shine brighter than the sun. I find that attitude so dazzling that to squint when I'm looking at you. Who knows? Maybe that's why I'm wearing this bamboo hat, to shade my eyes from your utter brilliance. Do you mean to say that you are in need of a shield to protect your eyes? Lady Ezra, might I submit a request for a pair of sunglasses? Look at his face! Look at his face right there.
Sexy man there. An absolute twink.
Alright. I want to see Kim in sunglasses by the end of the story. I want to see Kim in sunglasses. Might I submit a request for a pair of sunglasses for my mentor? Oh, if it's not too much of an imposition on the budget, that is.
That right there, that's what I keep telling you not to do. You can't just say yes to every silly thing he says and turn it into a supply request. Small expenses add up to a lot, you know. Gotta save up everything so you can in the piggy bank while you still can, or you'll end up, girl.
Is there truly no room for reconsideration? I need to make Aindu more dramatic with how much his facial expressions are still changing as they're talking. I like that detail.
No means no.
Then pray make the purchase for me. I shall cover the cost myself.
No, can't. Wait, what?
Aindu, please stop. I regret saying anything. My poor mentor is in a state of great discomfort, yet I possess neither the wisdom nor the knowledge to navigate the silver tunnel merchants and the maze of stalls to locate every best item, so I must beg this favor of you.
The most absolute glazer ever.
I think she's worse than Otis, or at least on her level.
Yeah.
You're giving me a freaking headache, girl.
I'm aware that you and yours are no strangers to such dealings. There's no one else I can trust to complete such a procurement with the swiftness of the wind.
You know what? Never mind what I said. I'll just get you what you want.
You're the gentle lady, mentor. Your suffering shall soon be alleviated. Right. My apologies for interrupting you mid-conversation. Please, continue. You had reached the part where they invited you to tour another department. No sooner Eindu's words left her lips than her eyes glinted with something I couldn't really put my finger on. It was a strange intensity that sent a chill down my spine. Yeah. So that day, I'll just go relax here and watch some TV. Well, good if you show up for work today, I guess. Let's say there's a debt to be repaid. At least you understand that we are indeed indebted to the company. Yeah. I suppose I do. Kim's gaze lingered on Eindu's prosthetic arms as he answered. Oh yeah, she lost her arms, like, during, like, the main story. Oh, Miss Eindu, your arms! Only after following Kim's gaze did Sinclair seem to notice Eindu's brand new prosthetic arms. Last time we saw her, Eindu had lost both her arms. Remember Ezra asked her to sit tight and choose what type of prosthesis she wanted. Those arms are probably it.
It's not just the arms. Even her clothes are different now. And that sword.
Had these arms faded anew with as soon as the operation was concluded. The gracious host and one of LCD's teams had prepared them in advance. With evident satisfaction, Eindu held up her dark metallic wrists as if to showcase them. The components fixed along her arm clicked and rattled, unfolded for a moment before neatly folding back into place.
Oh, such graceful smoothness, wet machine articulation. 'Tis as though I am beholding the marvelous prosthesis of the illustrious Siegfried himself.
Guys, don't you think you're kind of overhyping the prosthesis? Aren't they kind of abominations? Shut up, Sinclair. You're not that bad yet. Yep, the showcase would have gone lackluster without that trademark reaction. Those are strikingly similar to Schwartz Industries and 7 lineup, but I thought that model was discontinued.
Nah, not theirs. It's one of the prototypes developed by the LCD's Phenomena deciphering team. And they put them on her for trial. Doubt you'll find another like them. They're based on technology spun from distortion.
Whoa, that's interesting. Oh! I see. So distortion ego. Interesting. For a brief moment, Sinclair's eyes lit up as if he had glimpsed something that brought him back to memory. And just as quickly, he fell silent, whatever he wanted to say next catching in his chest. Does something trouble you, Master Sinclair? It wasn't hard to understand what struck the tender memory for Sinclair, why it cast a shadow over his face. Right, but... Sorry, just, reminded me of something from a long time ago. My dad used to work with prosthetics before he passed away. Thought this was the exact same model I saw back then. It appears I lack tact. These arms have stirred a painful memory within you. For that, I apologize. It's alright. I'm fine now. Sinclair's voice still carried a faint tremor, but beneath it there was a firmness that had not been there before. Aw, little Sinclair's growing up. He really had grown a great deal.
You can thank yours truly for picking the sword. I was there with her.
I did inform Lady Ezra that any blade that could serve as a weapon would suffice, but she insisted on browsing the goods. I dare say I was given the opportunity to lay my eyes on every type of sword I could ever hope to see in this life, walking through the workshop street that day.
Oh, please, girl. We walked for just 4 hours? That's nothing.
Well, everyone's distracted taking Aindu's new outfit and equipment. Kimmy quietly slipped away from the crowd and crouched down in the corner. Crouches down like Krona from like a Soul Eater. He was rummaging through things scattered on the floor, picking it up. Is he pocketing them? Anyway, what's this place supposed to be? What are all these things?
It's basically a wreck now. But there are strokes in that cloth backdrop over there. Maybe it used to be a photo studio?
Oh, that could explain why there's so many photos stuck around the place. Probably. This thing definitely looks like a camera, at least. Sinclair picked up a small cylindrical object and turned it over in his hand, studying it with curiosity. What do you suppose this is? A battery, maybe? There's some kind of strip inside. Let me just pull it out. No, he's about to overexpose the film, no! Otis shouted a sharp warning at Sinclair as she had realized something. From Mersault's hand shot out before she could finish, clasping over Sinclair's wrist before the strip could be pulled out. What did I do?
Exposure to sunlight damages these objects.
Mersault, you and your sunlight. But yeah, he's not often taking... It sounds like he did this of his own initiative. He usually needs orders, so for him to, like, do this as his own... Interesting.
The vampire.
Already pulled out a little bit, though.
It can be rewound. Carefully rotate the ridge section on the cylinder. I am currently blocking the sunlight from reaching the exposed section. Damage is of no concern.
I think we get a lot about Mersault and sunlight this intervalo, considering that in his book he shot at God because the sun was too bright. Oh, okay, you mean this one, right? This is part that rotates? Yep, it went back in. With a quiet nod, Mersault took the object from Sinclair's hands. Seems to be a film roll. There's something written on the outside. Experiment number 4?
It appears to be a compact roll or a film camera.
You seem to have handled one before.
Yes.
Mersault's answer came without any further explanation, but the way he adjusted the camera on the table certainly didn't look like that of a first-timer. Oh. There has been a fan theory going around that when he shot someone, he shot them with a camera, which would be kind of weird, but interesting. West received a report contained photographs taken on film cameras during the war. Film rolls used by ENCOR are particularly difficult to falsify. They are often used to collect intelligence during secret operations. The film fixes light directly on the medium, from what I've heard. A peculiar expression flashed across Ezra's face as she regarded Otis. Perhaps this mention of war that caught her attention. Right, she was part of the smoke war.
Anyway, we've managed to regroup in one piece. Let's come up with a plan to deal with these distortions, guys. Where should we begin?
Then, the next breath, she returned to her usual bubbly self and steered the conversation away from the subject. Both Ezra and I, we're both still trying to be free of the misconception we inflicted on ourselves. For all our unfailingly perky disposition, Ezra too maybe could carry traumatic memories every bit as devastating as Gregor's. Does there yet remain aught deserving illumination? Huh? Yeah, wait, you're right. Haven't we cleaned up the distortion already? I couldn't feel any more traces of distortions nearby. It didn't seem like any other Sinner teams elsewhere were actively engaged in battle at the moment either. Dante is asking where distortion suppression has not, in fact, already been concluded.
Oh, not yet. These people we fought just now, they only got caught up in the distortion. They didn't actually distort themselves. We haven't even gotten close to the distortion's inflection point yet.
Inflection point?
Anywho, finding an inflection point without the team leader around gonna take some time. Maybe it won't be too bad with your help.
Ezra swept her eyes around the room with a look of frustration, as though she had just been handed a puzzle box with half the pieces missing. By inflection point, I refer to the point on the graph in which the directionality of its curvature changes. Calling to mind the present context, it may be less a mathematical term, more of a specialized polytheme referring to points where the distortion occurs, in both intent or indeed, a point which inflection of the mind occurs. Basically, what's turning people into distortions?
Yup, that's about right. That's the kind of inflection point I was talking about. So in our department, we use that term to mean the source of a distortion, the inflector or cause behind it. Stuff like that. You know, distortions are hard to treat if you don't know the core cause. Treat the symptoms you see on the surface all you like, but if you never find the root cause, the distortion's never getting solved. Though, I guess you guys never really had to look for that kind of stuff, huh? Your boss clock opens a door into their fathoms or whatever, right?
Yeah, we get a cheat code. I mean, Dungeon of the Fathoms.
Yup, that's the one. From where we're standing, distortions are really high maintenance, time-consuming headaches. It's one thing to somehow manage to locate the inflection point, but curing it is another thing. But you guys can just march straight into someone's heart, knock the snot out of everything in there, and then ta-da! Patient ready for discharge. That's how it works, right? Not gonna lie, I was so jealous when I heard about it. I almost bit my sleeve off.
Why are you biting your sleeves?
Verily.
There we go.
Verily, I had thought your team would set about resolving distortions when the foe was vanquished, as we are wont to. Was that not so?
Of course not. Why would anyone come to us with a distortion suppression request if it were that simple in the first place? But yeah, most of the time peeps try brute force approaches to it first, and when things go south, they send requests to the company or to our detective's office.
That means the client this time must have been...
Bingo! Apparently the residents of Butter Street had all chipped in to commission all kinds of agencies, like The Sway and the Combat Specialized Fixer offices, but none of them could actually do things right, and the job got passed on to us.
Meaning, the distortion phenomenon related to this kind of photograph is still occurring unchecked somewhere on the streets.
Exactly. That's why we gotta find something. Anything that might count as a clue.
Ezra gazed down the people lying on the floor with a complicated expression. Neat ash gray suits, the logo on the collar of their uniform and briefcases. Hey, isn't that N-Corp's logo? Come to think of it, wasn't Merceau...
I was once employed by N-Corp.
What? You used to work with those people? Yeah, he did mention he used to work at N-Corp. Maybe he can offer us some insight. Do you know who these guys are, Merceau?
Yes, manager. These are N-Corp Class 2 staff members. Given the camera briefcases in their possession, they're likely members of the Pinframe team of Service Dick Law.
Does that mean cloud service? Well, I don't know French. Ain't close, something else. Merceau recited the information as though he had pulled it from a file he had already sorted and placed in the back of the shelf in his mind. Okay, Pinframe team, huh? Anything you could tell us about them?
Yes. It is one of the N-Corp's most field departments related to the information gathering and processing. Their primary duties include the handling of N-Corp's internal information, analysis of N-Corp's infernal intelligence, the sorting and arranging of N-Corp's internal information, and intersector.
That'd be enough.
I need my inhaler. Whoa. Is he a talking encyclopedia or something? Yeah, another thing to be jealous of. You think it'll be okay if we borrow him sometimes? Might be an issue for us if you just went and borrowed our team's encyclopedia.
Looks like everyone agrees that he's an encyclopedia. Faust is looking over at him jealous, like, if he's an encyclopedia, I am a Google search engine.
Anyway, your encyclopedia's right. They're from N-Corp's Pinframe team. Seen them a few times before in N-Corp's nest. Right, guys.
Huh?
But why would people already busy enough dealing with nest affairs come all the way out to a shabby back street like this? Got any guesses?
So Merceau might know something.
I am unable to determine that. Huh? The possible range of connection between the two pieces of information is exceedingly broad, listing every relevant reason as to why they may have come here would require a considerable amount of time. Therefore,
I will not present a determinative answer to that question. Huh?
Ezra, staring holes into me with unspoken, is this dude always like this? When pulling answers from me, you know. Because aside from combat situations, I've still got no way to figure out what's going on in his head. Okay, then, Rousseau, maybe this would be easier to answer. From an objective point of view. And that's when I noticed something I'd never imagined would happen. Rousseau's eyes widened, his gaze fixed on me with such force that I could almost feel the faint tremor in it. A loving stare that came with...
There's no such thing as an objective point of view.
Oh, he's mad! Huh. Oh, sorry.
Manager.
A clipped tone and a look almost bordering on rebuke. A
given judgment may seem infinitely close to objectivity, but ultimately, all things are subjective without exception.
Alright, I get what he means. I fell silent for a moment, lost in thought. Part was because Rousseau's reaction had caught me off guard, but also wonder whether this response might be connected with why he would always refuse to make judgments for himself. Aha! Yeah. And this has something to do with his turn, which I know is just around the corner. Got it. Then tell me 3 subjective reasons you think are most likely for why these people had to come all the way into the back streets. I need to understand who he actually is as much as I can. Because I'll never know when I'll get another chance to really get to know him if I brush him off with the simple, "Oh, I see, my bad," as usual.
Yes, manager. Oh, God.
Yeah, take your time. Get your inhaler, Rousseau.
I would presume that their mission was one of, or all, of the following retrieval of video recording or recordings in violation of NCorp's taboo.
If the voice is causing you that much harm, then shouldn't you use another word then?
If it's becoming too hard, yeah, you can switch it up. Yeah.
It's fine.
No.
Prompt elimination of the violator contact with an informant in the back streets collaborating with NCorp Nest. Or identification and arrest of the wanted individual or individuals designated by the Nest.
Taboo! You mean these people could be taboo hunters?
Nah, no way. They don't send out taboo hunters for every single violation, you know. Like, wings usually leave minor taboo violations to be handled by subcontracted fixer offices or employees of the department and change. I'd say these guys here are NCorp staff.
Miss I do? What are you looking for in their pockets? Get your hand out of their pockets, please! Please, they're unconscious! I'm looking through their belongings for enlightening clues yet to be hidden in the sleeve or fold of their garments. Lady Moses has been gifted with the art of discerning the truth from what lies before her without a single glance, yet my eyes are foreign to such a feat.
Let me take a look too. This is an employee card and okay, this one's a wallet. So let's put that back. We don't want to be robbers.
She just gets like $20 that she just happened to always have.
Uh-huh. This might be it. It's an order missive.
Ezra pulled out a sheet of paper out from an NCorp staff's coat and read its contents aloud.
Work details. Elimination of individual of Category 3 taboo violation. Address Butter Street.
So it was someone who filmed an N-Corp.
This is the place.
Which means...
Which means all of this might be pointing to something. Whoever used to work in this studio and the distortion phenomenon might be connected.
Chinkies.
Yeah. Now that you mention it, when that whole pop and change thing happened, it did feel like a camera flash. Alright, let's start by combing through the place. Let me know if you find anything suspicious.
Oh, at long last, have the hour arrived for my debut as a detective for Stooth.
Don Kilo must have been miffed not getting to play detective back in T-Corp. No idea where she'd be keeping them, but she immediately pulled out the detective props that had been given to Roja, Roshi, and Honlu back then.
Surely I had foreseen that the day would come.
Fortunately, Otis wasted no time putting an end to Don Quixote's badly timed shenanigan. A sharp dressing down from her was enough to make our dejected chivalric adventurer stuff the costume away. No, I want to see Don Quixote as a Sherlock Holmes costume. Come on, that would have been adorable. Okay then, we should get moving too. There's the office. There's Gregor's old office. Look at this guy just like freaking out back there.
Gora.
Yeah. First battle. Alright. 20, 40, wait, 60, 80, 100, 120. Yep, we can work with this. Well, hold on. Wait, but it's only these 7, so I'm gonna need like a team. I can't have any level 1 characters. We spent a long time rifling through the photo studio with the LCD team, but no one found any decisive evidence. There's sure a lot of photos around, but almost all of them are just pictures of buildings. Nothing much to tell from that. Aside from the caster containing the film roll Sinclair picked up, there are no remaining items here that could count as a proper clue, Executive Manager. I confer the rest are empty plastic containers. And it's probably best to check the contents of the film roll directly. Yes, Executive Manager. I'll find a way to develop the film.
Did you guys find any sort of photo development room or equipment nearby? Let's search a little more before we see what's in that film roll.
Mentor, what do you make of this object? For the 8th time on due, I have no idea. And for the 9th time, and 10th time, and all the other times. If I had wits bright enough to understand all that lies before me a single glance like that team leader, I would have passed the royal examinations long ago and secured myself a lucrative position as a court official. But Mentor, hadn't you already passed the royal? Once won, a sword does not retrace its arc, Ondu. So it is with life. There's no undoing what has already been cut. Thus, it is unnecessary to dwell on what can no longer be undone. There is no after for what has been slashed away. Not for you, Mentor. Ought you not dwell on what we can no longer be undone? I misspoke. I did not mean it that way, Ondu. I really meant to say that I do not wish to recall my past. I'm aware. You told me as much since long ago, whenever you were placed in a position to retrace the past. Mostly at the eateries where you filled your belly on unpaid tabs. Each time you brought down the stone wall before a house by your own errant hand. Wait, so he's a dining dasher and he wrecked his own house? Really? Those are exactly the kinds of things you should never forget. Oh, my belly. I feel a stabbing pain in my belly. This spot. Oh, the very wound you once gave me afflicts me yet. The one for which you thought you were poking me with a scabbard, yet but it's a cruel turn. Here's a sword that ran me through. Mentor, He said it was completely healed and I need not concern myself with it. Those very same words have been repeated at least 80 times. Oh, my old I do sword injuries flared up. Oh, can't do anything. But it still aches every now and then. Chiefly when I hear your sharp cutting words that I really don't want to hear. Ah, is that so? Eindu suddenly pulled out a sheet of paper and began furiously writing something down. What's this? I've written down the words that I have just said. If hearing my sharp cutting words afflict you so, perhaps reading them instead will cause no suffering. Bitch, you're crazy! Kin's face began to contort like a wet dish towel being run dry. I really can't believe this is the same mentor Eindu follows so devotedly. Where's all that dignity and forbearance Eindu said he had? Fairy? You there?
Young Undo. There is a matter I would ask thee.
Apparently, I wasn't the only one who felt that way about him. Pray, speak freely, unless you're shit-talking my mentor.
This may perhaps be a discourteous inquiry, but I too, when speaking to the others of those whom I serve, often ornament my words with a laudation of an acceptable degree, and yet...
Ah, I understand your concern, Lady Don Quixote. I suppose this is your first time seeing Mentor with his shoulders so embraced and his bearing so loose. In truth, when I first beheld him, I also wondered whether such a man could truly be a leader worth placing my faith in. However, upon my honor, I assure you that I never once uttered a falsehood when I spoke of him to you. My respect toward the blades of my foes alike, my determination to safeguard what must be protected, even should my arms be torn apart. All these are, undoubtedly, the teachings that my mentor has imparted unto me.
Come on, oh my lord, why is...
Truly?
Why, if fortune should grant the opportunity, you may witness Mentor's true self yourselves someday. That is to say, if we let ourselves be carried by the currents of the river to arrive at such a chance. Eindu gave her prosthetic arms a casual sweep, smiling sincerely as though she truly believed every word she said. Then leaning closer to Don Quixote, she whispered, Besides, unless I speak with this feigned, stern ignorance, there'll be no end to Besides, unless I speak with his feigned, stern ignorance, there'll be no end to his digging in his heels. I would ask for your trust, for all is aimed at his benefit. Ah, she's also trying to lie. She's also trying to get him off his ass. Interesting. I get it.
Forsooth, thou too hast been burdened with the trials of serving your superiors.
So that's what it was. I get it now. Alright, so she's a glazer to, like, get him to stop being a lazy bum. Just as I witnessed the budding of this peculiar bond commiseration camaraderie between our chivalric friends, the door leaning outside was flung open with a loud slam. We have arrived at the target location. Appears that the advanced party has already been defeated. Oh, is that Noggle and Hammer? That's Noggle and Hammer. Oh boy. They got Merceau. Oh, they got Merceau's, greaves. They got his gauntlets. Ah, so Merceau's probably used to be one of these guys. Wait, who are these people? Didn't they say there was only a single Violator?
Oh, crap. Looks like it's too late to talk our way out of this. Whatever excuses we come up with. Oh boy, this is not gonna end well. The same thing happened last time when I saw the N-Corp employees. I thought we had the wrong intel,
and all of a sudden,
Oh. A sudden flash blinded my vision white. As though I stared straight into a burst of searing light, so intense and bright that it made my head swim.
yeah, there was the same pop and ah.
With my vision blinded, the only thing I could make out was Ezra's soft murmur. Until even that came to a stop as her breathing hushed. Ooh, look at this! Love the blue. And the purple's here. Oh. Didn't take long for me to realize what was happening. Seeing again does exactly warm the heart, wouldn't you say, Andu? Though Escort may indeed be passing through hard times, this alley was not quite so wretched in form, was it, Mentor? Ah, so this is like memories of Escort. Is that right? Looks much the same to me. Oh, this place. Did we just get teleported to S-Corp? No, Dante. Though it generates a considerable sense of verisimilitude, this is... I think I know what this is. This is a presence. Hadn't been able to detect it until just now, but somehow it was now surrounding us, saturating every corner of the space where we stood. The dreary stone walls, trees bent and coiled in grotesque forms, the sheen of the light, and even the air we breathe. All of them point toward a single phenomenon. This is the death of the Phantoms. Phantoms made entirely out of distortion. They're completely different distortions where the Incorporate plays were just moments ago, Executive Manager. It's...
This is exactly it. This is what I was trying to explain.
Look at me, I got 3 eyes. I'm better than you. Where Ezra pointed, the people in smart, neat suits had vanished, and in their place, figures clad in blood-stained dopo robes were approaching us with dragging, uneasy steps.
Right. Let's fight first and talk later. Ready, Adu?
My blade is poised to strike, Lady Ezra.
And wait, where's the bamboo-hatted dude?
I'm afraid he has already taken his leave. He said he had no desire to cross blades with the Chunokuns of S-Corp twice.
Come on, man. Not again.
He's a repeat offender, that's for certain. Executive Manager. Wherever Kim's got off to, this definitely isn't the time to be asking trivial questions. Right, let's do what Ezra says and get ready for battle. On your orders, Executive Manager. Men, prepare for battle. Let's get down to business. To defeat the Chuno-kun, whatever.
열차내 정리 요원에게 안내 말씀드립니다. 현재 특정
Let's take a look at these
부지에서
guys
소요
as
사태가 발생했습니다. 신속한 처치를 부탁드립니다.
So we get some lore out of them. Cover your eyes, not be blind. These fabrics, created using SQ Corp Singularity, are fashioned in many forms, such as blindfolds and headbands, are commonly used throughout the East. It is not unusual to see fixtures and employees of corporate entities in the East covering their heads and faces with these products. Oh, so these are like supposed to be blinds that they're supposed to be having. These fabrics serve the same function as sunglasses, visors, and compact prosthetic eyes found elsewhere in the city. They scan targets information in real time, augment the wearer's vision, and provide tactical analysis. At times, they also serve as a means of communication with distant allies. Oh, so the psychic blindfolds, I get ya. Alright. Hold on. I like the music.
I'm just gonna be right back while you do this.
Sure. Damn it. Damn, Russo.
재료가 잔뜩 있음.
Alright.
어디 있음?
저쪽에 있음. 들고 챙겼으면 달리라움.
살을 베어내. 다음번에는 뵐 수 있겠죠?
Damn it. I need to build up some sanity. Need sanity.
여기 걸어다니는 노다지가 해롱해롱하고 있음.
I wonder.
당장 손질하라움.
Gotta double check this real quick. So you gotta be careful this works with shots babies. One bad slip, you end up zapping yourself instead. Interesting. What? No. Dokabe arms? Did you perchance speak of Dokabes appear often tales of old? Sketch Belize, after all you witnessed while relying on the Hospital Olympus Company, the existence of Dokabe for folklore may be well within reason. Now think of it, I do recall her name Dokaba Unit. Alright, that's way too much. That's way too much. I'm not reading that. Who's got... Alright, we'll let Ezra power guard. There we go.
연장 솜씨가 현란한 물 만들고 도구 연습만 하는 것이오.
Nice.
골치 아픈 것들이 고깃 조각이 되었군요, 단테. 나쁘지 않은 성과입니다.
There we go.
물러서지 않겠습니다.
그냥 5배.
흐드러지게.
Come on, Otis. There we go, Sinclair.
이제 끌고 가도 될 것 같음.
빨리빨리 옮기시오.
God, spammer. Hold on. Offering AI viewers is just the worst. Oh, no. No, I want him. Damn it.
즐겁겠군.
6점. 확실히 훌륭하군. 5번 수가 덕분에 위험한 순간도 넘어간 적이 많다지.
침착한 결과입니다.
아름다운 것, 그렇지 않은 것. 엄마는 무기라면 뭐든 잘.
Alright, 4 more to go.
그중 제일 뛰어난
Those two are handled.
망설임이 없도록. 좋아. 이번에는 제대로 들어가.
그래, 그렇게 시원하게 처리하니 보는 맛이 나는군. 일처럼 빠르게 하는 편이 덜 답답한 법이지.
침착한 결과입니다.
매뉴얼을 만들어두길 잘했네. 그렇게만 해.
Alright. And they did.
확실하게 갈라지는 감각이었네.
That should be all of them. Surveying the area, measure alert, Aindu casts the blood from her sword with a few sharp flicks before sliding it back into its sheath. Snake you back, or I could take over until he comes back. Huh? They're not changing back. Does look like being up to distort and reverse them immediately this time around. Perhaps a fortunate turn of events in a way. Let's search for clues while time allows us. Right. You take that side, Aindu. I'll search here. Ezra and Aindu move about as though they were used to this kind of situation. Without even taking a moment to catch their breath after the battle, they began searching the space. Barry?
Percy!
Don Quixote was the first one to voice her doubt in this real, unfamiliar situation we found ourselves in.
We battled distortions upon our revel hither. Yet never before have I beheld our surroundings. It's so sudden, a flash. Percy, I cannot make sense of this situation. Couldst thou render a detailed account of this distortion phenomenon?
Apologies. It appears I've overlooked the briefing due to the urgency of this predicament. This is, according to the definition presented by Lady Moses, a locations type distortion. It's basically... Oh, here you go.
It's basically when a whole space distorts, and since places and buildings can't move on their own, the distortion gets fixed in a certain place.
So Butter Street itself is a distortion, but they still need to find the cause.
As for this one, looks like the distortion's already progressed pretty far along. Middle stage, probably. They don't usually get this big, but this one here is covering almost an entire street.
Then these people...
They entered this space and got caught up in it. And our job right now is to get to the bottom of the phenomenon. What exactly gets people caught up, and what happens to them once they're in? Of course, we can't really rule out the possibility of a powerful distortion that's encroaching upon its environment. Oh, by the way, that I mean when a distortion bleeds into a space around it and warps it. Oh man, I'm actually talking like our team leader. Rubbed off on me, I guess.
Beavis and Butthead laugh. Ezra continued with a sheepish giggle.
In any case, we won't be able to suppress or cure the distortion even if we whoop these guys' asses 100 times. We need more clues to help us locate the inflection point. Maybe we should examine these people over here too.
With a call, Ezra directed our attention to rows of collapsed people all around, all of them clad in dopo robes.
And things are...
The glyph emblazoned upon their headbands, Chu, bespeaks propulsion and pursuit, and marks them as Chu Nokuns, functionaries charged with scouring and hunting runaway nobis. You hail from the homeland as we do. I'm unsurprised that you know of them. I could hardly fail to know, for I too was once enumerated upon their quarry. Scientists and technicians are daily being dispossessed of their stations in S-Corp, after all. So it's no idle tale. Scientists who ply their craft while fattening S-Corp's officers, fattening S-Corp's coffers are seized forthwith and made nobis of the corporation. So basically, if you don't work for us, we're gonna seize your shit. Indeed. I count myself fortunate to have absconded with my friends before the brand of Nobi could be impressed upon us. Otherwise... Nobi, the wretched appellation conferred upon the people for the convenience of those in power. A vile practice, an excuse for the power-mongering. Nothing more. So they're branded for pursuit. The so-called taboo hunters at S-Corp operate by much the same anatomy. Does a breaching of the taboo summon the hunter, or does this hunter first seize his prey, to thereafter frame the capture with invented transgression? Ugh! Sort of like their version of Stop Resisting. If the powerful so desire to chase a man down, take possession of his very being and keep him caged, they don't need to decree that he should bear the law of a Nobi, such as what S-Corp has become today. Mentor 2 is one of the victims of that cursed practice.
Then, could these people have been sent out to capture your mentor or Yizhang?
Or me, perhaps. Or none of us. You mean to state that there may be conceptual forms of Chu Nokuns generated by distortion? That is a plausible conjecture. We're getting nowhere with this clue hunting. Right, so these Chunokins are most likely just a distortion, not real ones. With a heavy sigh, Otis pressed her fingers against her brow as if her head were starting to pound in frustration. To delve further into the matter, it is necessary to determine why the S-Corp and its Chunokins had appeared as a motif of this phenomenon. Phenomenon. Considering the course of events we have seen so far, would not stand to reason that the distortion stains all nearby things with memories most foul. The presence of Chunokins suggests a possible correspondence to Isan's memories. Conversely, however, the absence of T-Corp's time collectors weakens that hypothesis. In which case, most plausible theory is that this particular distortion could stem from Bamboo-Hatted, Kim, or Aindu's memories. Aindu furrowed her brow and fell into thought, as though she couldn't grasp the full picture of the problem.
I've seen a few distortions that show trauma or affect their surroundings. But this one? I'm not getting that pop of inspiration any. Can't even guess what this distortion wants either.
Speaking of pop, damn it, Ezra! Wet flash of light suddenly drowned my vision again as Ezra clutched her head and cried out with annoyance.
Ugh. If only the team leader was here, cracking this would have been a piece of cake.
And we're back? So this is why you kept asking whether we'd seen anything bursting with a pop.
Hancock employees must have had it rough too, getting dragged in distortion like this.
I mean, what else were we supposed to do? It was self-defense. They were about to attack us.
I suppose finding the root cause, taking care of it would be the fastest way forward.
Let's just do what we can for now. Okay, first, we need to develop the film we found here. We'll head to the nearest darkroom and... Nah, actually, let's first drag that slippery hat wearing Colt back.
Yeah.
Here, and get him talking about the chida-bada-bada. They're probably our best bet.
You probably pronounced that better than I did. I just got Chu-no-kuns. I'm almost saying like Chu-no-kun. Like, I know that sounds like a pun, but that's what keeps popping in my mind.
Churros.
Yeah. Alright.
Every time we take a job, that slacker just slips off without telling anyone.
As one part of me watched Ezra stamp her feet in frustration, I was also carefully following Heathcliff's team through the other part of my vision. Oh, I think I can help with that. Have you located him?
Huh? What? Boss Clock found something?
Yep, I found where Bamboo Hat Kim is right now. Wait, is Bamboo Hat Kim at a bar or a pub? Because that's where Heathcliff might be.
갈갈이 베어버렸어. 키보다 정신이 맑을 데가 없군.
Oh. Alright, time for another battle. Now we have a full team. So we can play around with this a little bit. Alright. Make her this one. 60. 60, 100. Need a 20, so. Alright. And then with the rest we can make something better. Oh no, wait, I don't want to switch this one. No, wait. This is my dedicated Blade team. Hold on, I don't want to change the roster. We need to change to sorry, one moment. Sorry, one moment. I gotta get things fiddled around here. Alright. 60. 80. 120. Okay. So let's go.
화점에 두지.
전시 준비는
이 떨림.
녹슨 총에 날카롭지 않은
내 작품.
피가 범람할 시간이요.
Change him to like a Wild Hunt.
의뢰.
60.
살아서 돌아갈 수만 있다.
100, 120. There we go.
무엇이든. 착수.
Meanwhile, Heathcliff's team. Boy hell, what's up with these gits? They're showing up out of nowhere. How should I know? But judged by the getup, they seem like escort fellas. Things are going so well. We could talk about those Fedora guys who were rummaging about the place earlier, you know. But no, you just have to go barking at them first. We'll save us a lot of trouble if you had it, right? Oh, so it's my fault? Those bastards look like they were nicking Snicker stuff. This is our contract area, isn't it? If they walked off with something important, we'd be the ones catching hell. Listen, bud. Now everyone's itching to swipe their hair coupons into their pockets the second they get the chance. Oh, for how many bloody months are you gonna milk that? Alright. And, do you still want to do Honlu, Snake? You do like the air, like it, yeah.
Excuse me?
Well, you got a problem too, mate? Oh.
No.
No, not at all. Just wondering whether that gentleman over there is also one of our enemies.
Huh? Is that the end of your troop performance? Shame, I was really watching you folks dance. Might have mistaken this place for Peach Blossom Land Legends had there been a cup of fine rice wine to go with it. Not rice wine. Yeah, that's an enemy, alright. Are they about to fight him?
He has a name tag. Though I think it says LCD.
LC, whatever. Who gives a toss? Am I supposed to put up with every bastard have a dig at me? Oh, he just went right for him. Jesus. Oh dear. Such bold swings. Didn't know this is an encore to that performance. Ha! You slippery little rat. Well, I do find this amusing enough, but if you intend to play with me, you'll be more aware of your surroundings. Hey, behind you, there's... Ugh.
Wow. He took out all of those dopo-wearing people with just a single strike.
I say that about cover surprise admittance for your troop circus, wouldn't you? Well then, I'll leave the rest of you folks. Wonder Blades and Miriam Tails never linger on the stage for long after all. Oi, where the hell do you think you're going? Aw, damn it. I like Kim.
치사하게 자기 혼자 사기 버프 줄줄 감고.
Alright.
너흰 저런 거 없어?
Alright.
아, 없다고? 그럼 어쩔 수 없긴 하지.
Alright. What's better than a sword? A 6-shooter. Who got that one? And a crossbow. Nice. Index Don Quixote is so cool.
신속한 상황 종료를 위해 노력해 주십시오.
God damn it. Uh-oh. There we go. Ah, damn it.
한 사람의 상황볼과 24개의 늑골이 자아내는 TBI의 멜로디가
매우 효과적인 청소입니다. 워프 열차 연산 시스템은 해당 행동의 약 14%의 정리 기여도가 있음을 판단했습니다.
예술적이네요.
Oh. Now we're fighting Egg Corp. Pinning nail. Who's got it? This one.
마지막으로 남기나?
그래, 그렇게 시원하게 처리하니 보는 맛이 나는군.
Damn.
덜 답답한 법이지.
So they transition mid-battle, huh?
확실히 훌륭하군, 5번 수감자. 덕분에 위험한 순간도 넘어간 적이 많다지. 그간의 전투 경험이 쓸모가 없진 않았군요. 적합한 조치였습니다.
나이스! 하나 잡혔다.
Alright. Ooh, closing time.
모범적인 청소 방식을 확인했습니다. 인사부서에 해당 요원에 대한 평가를 성신합니다.
대박! 방금은 간지였는데? 한번 해도 되잖아. 이럴 때 딱 씹어줘야 하는데. 지금처럼 엄마와 함께 이곳저곳을 다니며.
Alright, and we're back.
So let me get this straight. Dude was here just a minute ago, and now nobody knows where he's wandered off to?
Yeah, Blue just turned up out of nowhere, flopped his gun, did a runner before anyone could grab him. Ezra let out a long, listless sigh, as though she was getting sick and tired of even complaining about Kim. Hey, Ezra, I cannot say your frustration is misplaced. Yeah, I trust you're also aware that, more often than not, mentors actually have carried a profound design. He has never left his post without purpose so far.
No, I get it, okay? But come on! Would it kill him to give us a heads up before he goes zooming off on his own again? It's not like we'd stop him. What are we going to do? Tie him up? Lock him up in a closet? We don't do that in our team, right? Remember last time? We all thought he was being a good patient and sleeping it off in the recovery ward. But nope! When the LCE got infiltrated, he snuck out without telling anyone and came back like nothing happened. And the team leader didn't even chew him out for that.
Hey, Ezra, that's...
Oopsie! Wasn't supposed to mention that, was I?
Oh, so he snuck out without telling anyone, but he never told her. The reason he failed to participate in the operation was... So because the LCD was lax in supervising its personnel. Is that what you're suggesting? Lady Moses made us hold our tongues for this very reason. She knew full well Mentor's intentions would be misunderstood in precisely such a manner. What part of this have I misunderstood? Did he not just disclose that the man observed his post without authorization?
That's the thing. He wasn't just wandering around. He was outside, all alone, taking down the ring and the automaticans who'd locked down the elevator that leads into the LCE department.
Ah, so he was not part of the operation, but he was helping.
Yeah, it's not like he was dealing with the strongest enemy out there. But the recovery ward didn't have an emergency alarm, and nobody from the department was there to warn him either. He somehow just caught on and did the job himself.
Huh.
Heard it's all thanks to him that the facilities team managed to get the comms back up and contact the LCE chief dude way faster. And that helped the LCA to actually deploy. They would have been delayed for another hour or two if he hadn't stepped in, apparently. And he went fighting even though he still wasn't fully recovered, so he came back looking like he'd been processed through a meat grinder. So yeah. He did end up staying in bed like a good patient in a lot of pain.
This guy gives me Vash the Stampede vibes. Ahem. Then the soldier's not entirely deserving of reproach.
Nope. He's a less talking, more doing type, I guess. Anyway, we were all stuck inside the building back then during the incident, so fine, I suppose there was no helping it. Today, though, never mind, it's always like this with him. He always slips away and pops back in, saying, "It's done." My point is, what happens if one day, one of those solo missions doesn't go his way, and he just drops dead in the street somewhere? Are we supposed to help him then?
Phoenix down? Wrong game.
Actually, how does he even know what's supposed to be done in the first place when nobody gave him any instructions?
Bloke's gotta be relying on his gut feeling, isn't it?
Gut feeling?
Look, I saw a bloke for a bit, so I can't say I got him figured all out. He's an annoying bastard, but he didn't strike me as some clueless sod doesn't know where he's stepping. He scratched at his chin. Scratched at his tin. Yeah, he has a tin can to scratch. They kept talking as though he was stating an obvious fact. So that's proof enough. He's not one of us, so Clockhead could have reached him from that far and sent him to back us up. There's no way he just happened to run into us when we were just about to get in battle, isn't it? Then... well, could be the bloke's got some stupidly sharp head on him and piece things together. Could be that. But I've got these moments when I get a flash that gut feeling, how you want to call it. My boss man Matthew said he could hear that kind of shite too. Said I could hear them gears turning, or I think I hear rats skirting about. He'd do things you couldn't make heads or tails of. Listen, there was one time we were expecting a life and death fight. Mess says he can hear the gears turning, walks to a random pub, starts throwing back drinks like he lost his bloody mind.
Uh-huh. That does sound like someone who's lost his bloody mind. Back when I was on the ship, some sailors used to drink the barrel dry before battling whales to blunt their fear, only to stumble around on the deck and fall overboard.
Yeah, boss could knock it. Yeah, and boss could knock it back like a whale. Still pointing his skin plastered right before turf wars. Not the most sane people would call a good idea. Had us all crossed, so we went stomping after him. Guess what? Turns out that pub was a secret hideout where the opposing syndicate was holed up. They were crying around the gaffer, running their mouths about how they'll kill him and put an end to the dead rabbits. That's when we came storming in and had them surrounded instead. Not a single one got away. We done bloody every last bastard. And boss knew to play out that way. Interesting. Like hockey?
Sorry, but this really sounds like a barstool bragging to me. You sure that wasn't just a coincidence?
I should think it was no mere chance. If you're saying as much, then surely this was but one among such many coincidences. Is that not so? Yeah, every time Matthew pulled up one of these stunts, our law ended up getting bigger. Wouldn't have kept working so neatly if it were just a coincidence. It's likely that's what is likely was more often referred to as indeed an instinctive sense, or experience-based precognition. More accurately, an unconscious process by which information accumulated in the subconscious is sorted and converted into sensible conclusions. There have been some extremely rare cases which Heathcliff has demonstrated the ability to arrive at coherent conclusions that surprise even Faust. On further analysis, it appeared that it was employing a mechanism similar to a sixth sense, as some people call it. Is that a compliment, or just taking the piss out of me? The Mentor does not see fit to explain each step he takes. When all is past, I'll have to find that no footfall of his was taken in vain. I'd ask of you, grant him but a little time and wait. Keep waiting, and shape of his intent may yet become clear. Though confess, I have also been concerned about him as of late. His recent silence is far heavier than what I have noticed in the past. Barry. Are you still with us?
No.
To wait.
Don Quixote began, hesitated, then stopped herself from saying more. She only gave a quiet nod.
Yeah, okay. I suppose our team leader has her own reasons for letting him be. That said, doesn't mean I'm happy about it.
Let's return to task at hand and do what we can for now.
Fine.
As the airs quieted down, I finally had room to notice the place where we found ourselves in. There wasn't a single ray of light, just a deep red hue pressing in from every side. Can't believe we've been chatting away in the dark this whole time, fellas. The red lights aren't helping at all, especially with my aging eyes. Oh, you're looking for a light switch? It's right, Sinclair, don't! And right then,
Don't turn on the lights! I'm a vampire!
I heard Merceau's clipped warning. His voice coming from a corner I didn't expect to find. Merceau? Where are you? Ah, there he is. That corner. Is he washing something?
I am developing the film role, manager. Exposure to light might ruin the entire role. Please exercise caution.
So he'd be doing his own thing. That explains why he was quiet all along. Is he usually quiet? Huh. Didn't think you know how to print photographs, pal. What's that for, anyway?
to express the wish to have the film developed, manager. I am carrying out the instruction.
I see. A photo studio first, and now a dark room. This may be no more than conjecture, but it would not be unreasonable to suppose that the access to the distortion rests upon a photographer.
The film's serial numbers either match those found in the photo studio or deviate by only a single digit. It is certain that this dark room is connected to the studio in some way.
The image bears a striking resemblance to these photographs. I also believe this building and the photo studio share a common, strong connection. Oh, where'd you get these photos? I brought some from the photo studio. I can't name the locations of the picture with certainty, yet they all appear to have been taken at various places in Corp's districts. Buildings, mostly.
Hey, wait. I know what these are. People take pictures like these when supplying stuff to that department store. Correct. The photo must have been taken by a docugrapher.
Marcel chimed in, holding up an odd cylindrical container in his hand this time. He gave the container a shake every now and then with a measured rhythm. Whatever he was doing seemed part of the process of developing the film.
Film rolls are hardly affordable for the average resident in Encore. In most cases, taking photographs is done as part of the professional duties. There are approximately 21 occupations in District 14 that utilize photography. However, only a single profession involves routinely photographing specific buildings, adhering to fixed standards that can be observed in these pictures.
And these docugraphers you mentioned, are the people entrusted with that job?
Yes, they photograph the information to be poured into canned experience.
Ah! Right, so we're gonna get more on canned experience, where you like eat the food and you gain someone's like memories and stuff. Ah, so you can have a license to like take pictures, but anyone unlicensed is probably, yeah. A docugrapher. How could a person of such decently lucrative profession fall into distortion?
Decent job, maybe. But how do we know if they're a decent person?
Ezra replied with a clear-cut answer only after a brief pause.
What makes you say that? The photo studio we were at didn't have any dark rooms, right? No, it didn't. My team leader said there are other ways of processing film rolls, but in NCorp you have to go to a dark room to develop and print them.
Correct! Film rolls are usually immersed in developer solution to be processed. Which is why photo studios have these dark rooms equipped with red safe lights right next to them. But this place is pretty far from that photo studio.
Huh? Yeah, now that you mention it.
Check out these windows. They're only covered by newspapers, all messy like. If you consider how sensitive film rolls are to light, it's really super suspicious that this darkroom doesn't have any proper blackout panels.
Yeah, that is weird.
And you know, films can cost a fortune in some places in the city, right? Who in their right mind would print photos in a room patched up with yesterday's newspaper? Oh. It probably isn't even a legit darkroom. Someone just hauled in the bare minimum tools needed to develop film and threw them together in a hurry.
Okay, buddy.
Someone who didn't want to be seen printing photos, and people don't usually avoid scrutiny unless they're doing something not so decent.
Ooh. Where are they selling the photos? At least we know that they're photos of buildings. Unless it's like a OnlyFans for buildings. I don't know, that was a
Hey,
stupid
yo.
joke. That was a stupid joke, I'm sorry.
Only plans?
Only plans? Only blueprints.
Yeah. For buildings.
If that's the case, then I can see why they might have distorted.
Right? Manager!
Rousseau came to my side quietly, still giving the same strange cylinder the occasional shake.
I have a request regarding your instructions to develop this film roll.
Oh, Rousseau never asked for anything. Interesting. What is it?
Please ensure that the light in this room is not turned on until further development is complete.
Aren't we already doing that?
Yes! However, engaging in battle opens the door to uncontrollable variables. This is why I have judged it necessary to have a separate request.
Ah, so be careful with the newspapers and stuff. Battle.
There's no need for concern. I am capable of participating in combat while maintaining the development process. I'm so...
Yeah, let us know if you need to hydrate. You're doing good.
Mirror's old.
Yeah. Wait, can you slow down? A battle, you say? Sure, that's be cause for you to believe so.
At the photo studio, reinforcements arrived exactly 11 minutes and 34 seconds after N-Corp's pinframe team staff were defeated. Deductions based on the event thus far make it clear that the photo studio and this dark room share some kind of connection. Furthermore, Sina Heathcliff, Sina Honglu, and Sina Gregor have battled N-Corp's pinframe team in this very location.
I hear footsteps rushing up the staircases, approaching closer and closer. Have a feeling I know what Rousseau is getting at, but I ask anyway. Meaning...
The initial rinse is finished. The process is now halfway to completion of the second agitation. This indicates that 11 minutes and 30 seconds have elapsed since the start of development.
So yeah, so it's from... I guess if N-Corp... I guess N-Corp is so orderly, even they're predictable.
A battle is imminent. Please withdraw to a safe position, manager.
Rousseau, you should have warned us way earlier!
Understood, manager. I will follow that instruction going forward.
Rousseau. You silly goose.
Such a Cuba.
약지에 감긴 세 바퀴의 반지는 마에스트로가 되기 위해 인정받은 세 가지.
Let me see how much you've done so far. 1, 2,
비록
3,
지금
4,
제 작품이 만인의 신분을
five.
올리지는 못하더라도
6.
여전히 반지에 부끄럽지 않은 작품을.
Oh, next one looks like it's not battle. Oh, we didn't even battle this time. After the battle. Oh, this is back with them. Oh, no, wait. No, this is... No, what am I saying? This is the same place. Never mind. Something sits ill with me. Amid the sprawl, escorts back streets distorted with the flash. Undo had her gaze fixed somewhere high overhead. At the end of her gaze. Are those... photographs? Look at this photograph. Oh yeah, these are banners. These are I get it. These are photographs. A long line stretched across the open air. Photographs hang like a laundry clip to a clothesline. I was looking for a Coom jewel at first and gave it little attention. Yet upon closer look, I saw those pictures hanging from the line. Perhaps the instrument within the dark room remained thus when the distortion took hold. Bizarre. Observation of unaffected elements in the space occupied by location-type distortion is most irregular. Indeed, the items we bore from the studio have already changed the images of various sites from S-Corp, yet these alone remain as they were, so the photos didn't change. Let's take them down and check them ourselves. Just I was wondering if the line was perhaps too high for me to reach, Rousseau stepped forward and plucked a few photos off it, and the instant he brought them to me, we heard another pop, and again a white, bright flash blinded my vision for a moment. Good grief, this distortion likes to change its mind, huh? Keeps switching between S-Corp and N-Corp. Feels like getting caught in a flashbang detonation. Oh, bytested us, then goes slack right after. The Sanders were busy grumbling about the distortion, and sudden jumps, except for Merceau, who stood right in front of me with the photo still held out in his hands. Oh, you didn't drop them.
Oh.
He gave his usual short answer, then turned his attention to the cylinder he'd been shaking. He took the film out of the container and flicked the liquid off it with clean, controlled motions. Is the processing finally done? Wait, we're back here with the lights on now. Is it okay to take the film out?
Yes. Exposure to light will not damage the film once the development is done, and the image is fixed. There is no cause for concern.
That's a relief. I couldn't say I followed all the technical details, but no cause for concern was all I needed to hear. Some relief, I held up the photograph so I could take a proper look. So, see anything on there, Manager Bud? There are people in them. The photographs and the people in the photographs all look different from one another. There's a guy's silhouette, there's flowers, look like N-Corp employees, looks like a baker. If I had to pick one similarity between them though, they all look cold and indifferent. Yeah, those don't look like genuine smiles. Yeah, that's the city, alright. Ordinary folks you see anywhere. These aren't like the photos picked up at the studio earlier. Are these the kind of photographs that usually make cat experiences? What was that? Seen around us seemed to ripple just now. Ah, it's rippling. I was about to ask Voss because she also felt a strange sensation, but it faded away soon enough. Perhaps it's nothing serious. Reality distorted. Reality getting glitchy. That's nothing. That's nothing. Maybe it's just a spell of random vertigo? Is it possible to get dizzy when I've got a clock for a head?
Oh.
Marcel must have noticed that I was out of sorts for a moment, because he seemed to pause on purpose before answering my question. No? I thought you said docographers could take these photos put into canned experiences.
Raw ingredients for canned experience are handled exclusively by the Grand Magazine. There's no known method for external parties to access them.
Sisyphus. What? Sounds like Sisyphus. Well, oh wait, Albert Camus wrote a play called, had an essay named Sisyphus, and he also wrote The Stranger, so that's interesting.
Oh, I think I've heard of it. Canned experiences, right? They're in high demand in other districts too. but the only brand stamped on them is Grand Magasin Pacific. Same name every time.
I remember some of my classmates bragging about trying them whenever exam weeks came around. Never had one myself though. Can't really explain it, but something about it just feels kind of wrong. It's that popular, huh?
The unprocessed base content of canned experience known as Experience Bata is supplied to reprocessing factories where docugraphers fine-tune the experience details. Photographs are primarily used for that purpose.
Experience batter. Like a fine-tune experience?
An easier example for understanding would to consider why docugraphers take pictures of subjects, such as buildings. A purchaser may wish to experience living in a luxurious building that they could never afford. Another way, wish to vent out impulses of violence by experiencing the burning of an expensive property.
Ah, so firebugs.
Demand for haute couture canned experience is increasing by day.
So that's why the photos from earlier were all fancy buildings.
Quest Manager, conversely, information concerning ordinary experience that can be easily encountered in reality is in low demand.
Then why photograph these residents at all? Perhaps these were not images harvested for commodity value, but pure photography in and of itself. Mayhap they be captured for a desire to seize a vanishing instant through a lens. There are people who take photographs, knowing they'll cost them exorbitant fun. I have seen some before. Staggering about money, just to take a single photo. That is, if they can manage to find a photographer to take the risk and help take the picture. Not so grass to put a price on sentiment and nostalgia, but spending this much money on film rolls? What could have made this investment worth it? I'd say maybe this isn't just a matter of sentiments, or memories even. Leaving through the photographs, I quietly express my thoughts. Executive Manager? Not exactly an authority on distortions, but I know they manifest through desires or emotions that become warped in bizarre ways. But everything the distortion has shown us thus far points back to S-Corp. That is, the S-Corp from the past that only Kim and Aindu would have seen and remembered. These photos, though, they're completely untouched by distortion. Doesn't that feel off? There must be a strong fixation at play here, strong enough to slip past even distortion. That obsession is something that refuses to let these memories be influenced. I think our next step should be look for the people in these photos. These photographs are the only ones these photographs are the only undistorted, unaltered clues we have. Dante says it would be advisable to locate the people shown in these photographs.
Oh, good idea. Good idea, team leader. Did say that we could accept input from LCE with open arms.
Greet the world with open arms. Greet the world with open arms.
Hey, Anglu, can you get me the office catalog? We'll probably need to commission an office affiliate with 7 Association. Let's look for one that can take requests right now.
Can someone tell Ezra or Fine? I think I know where to find these people. Dante says one of the people shown in the photographs has already been found.
What? When? How?
Well, guess I'm just having a lucky day. The guy in silhouette may be Kim. Pulled the radio from her waist and switched it on without answering Ezra's question. DWRC? I think she said, do a regroup clock? That one was especially hard to understand, Ryoshu. Heh. Roja's with you, right? Can you put her on? Okay. Roja, you there? What? Dante wants to talk? One sec. I kinda went overboard with the bread and pastries. My hands are completely full over here.
Pastry? What kind?
Just one of everything.
Neat! Can you grab the extra brioche and baguettes for me too? Love the ones from that street. They're so good.
Hold on, I gotta readjust the pile if I wanna. Just throw them on the tee, they're packaged. Rose, you can't treat food like that, Kay. Bakers have feelings too, you know. How do you think the baker would feel if they knew someone was treating their precious babies like trash? Oh, so that's probably the baker they're buying it from. This Gabber's rarely good for no reason. Anyways, Dante, can you give me a sec if you need me to fight? Just need to cram these in my pockets real quick. No, it's not a fight. Huh? Then what's this about? I took a closer look at the words written on the wicker basket in the first photograph Merceau had brought me. Where's that bakery you're at? Uh-huh. That is a lucky day. Sorry, let me see something real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're making a lot of good time on this one. We'll probably end it at. We're good. Probably do 2 more. This one, next one. Let's say the rest for tomorrow. Ah, I know the people you're looking for. Why the fuck did I give her an accent? The other bakery is a woman holding the same wicker basket as one photographed. She took one glance at the picture I held up for her and gave a quick nod. This man, he works at Cannery 17, right next. He's a regular. He used to drop by every morning to buy sandwiches, share with his coworkers. Haven't seen him around lately, though. And those coworkers, I assume they're wearing the same uniform. Asking a question on my behalf, Oda showed the baker another photograph. Probably. He was always wearing around too. I guess it's a Cannery uniform. Are they in Cannery Row? Probably not. This confirms our lead executive manager. A few inquiries at the Cannery should bring us to the information we need. Yeah, you're right, but it's just she doesn't seem very concerned at all. She's one of the people in the photos that weren't affected by distortion, right? Thought she'd be a close acquaintance. Let me verify, executive manager. Do you know the name of this regular you spoke of? His name? Am I supposed to know that? Though I wasn't expected to actually know his name, the apathy evident in her voice gave me pause. Took a photo of you. Would it be reasonable to assume that you're well acquainted with him? Oh. That. Oh, she's not looking too good. Baker's demeanor changed when Otis pressed the point. She gave a strange, unsettling smile before pulling something from her apron pocket. Something weird's going on with N-Corp. A thin, round, can-like object. He said he'd give me 5 of these can experiences for free if I let him take my picture. He said he'd throw in DocuGraph on building of my choice. He DocuGraphs buildings, right? He even takes work trips to Nest every now and then. So asked me to give me DocuGraph this lovely mansion I saw by the Nest suburbs. I know I never get to afford a beautiful place like that, but this way I at least experience what it's like. And gosh, it was everything I'd ever hoped for. Hehehe. Couldn't quite put my finger on it, but there was a distinct eeriness, that dreamy, blissful smile on the baker's face that sent a chill down my spine.
Young Mersault. Are these can experiences truly possessed of such marvels? To pluck a whole semblance for a reason from one's countenance?
They maintain high demand across the city. District 14 is the only one of severe markets. For several
markets. Don't worry.
Does that mean that those who indulge in can experiences may experience venturing on an expedition to the Great Lake and bungee jumping off the summit of that skyscraper yonder as they remain seated where they are?
That sounds like drugs. I just realized this all sounds like drugs.
Don't say.
Yeah.
It may, however,
Oh, a magic can allowing one to pursue any dream to make heart make. Verily, I confess my own soul. So much tempted.
Don Quixote, if something's available in the city and looks good, you know there's some horrible secret behind it.
it differs from pursuing a dream.
He actually kind of looks mad there.
Hmm?
Mass-produced canned experiences are made from base experience matter mixed with various modified information. The resulting end product enables intense stimulation through altered memory. Therefore, it is unlike the dream as expressed by Don Quixote.
Right. So it's not just experiences. It's possibly propaganda. I know for Nago and Hammer, they use it for like brainwashing. So they definitely got to modify it to like make them easier to like ply.
A piece of memory refined along the numerous processing stages of the cannery's production lines is not equivalent to genuine experience, meaning the usage of experiences in her previous statement must also be amended.
Memories altered for intense simulation. That does sound quite shady.
Although this casts a shade upon the boons granted by the can, adventures and tales are pursue inclined towards a little grandeur.
It is because the memories provided by canned experiences are extremely vivid. Statistics have shown that users of cans interpret them as authentic experiences and become dependent on them.
Is this a commentary on social media and like the internet, where you get too much of, where you fall down a rabbit hole and that becomes your reality?
VR.
Yeah, or VR, true.
A possible cause of the formation of dependent patterns in that canned experience allows one to feel as if one has achieved a dream that is, in reality, impossible.
Art thou implying that the person who got the fake adventure is now dependent on the cans? How interesting.
User main content.
But, art thou implying that the users are made content with devouring forged screen during an instant use can?
Worse still, the user may no longer strive to chase dreams in the waking world. It is VR combined with drugs and brainwashing, which makes it wondering, how do they do canned unalivings? How do they edit that? That's weird. For the sweeter, more splendidly...
It's because like live leak exists.
Maybe. For sweeter, more splendidly a dream is embellished, the more possible it will appear to be grasped with one's own hands.
To become a cause for surrender, instead of inciting one to march forth, verily though they do not know the significance of dreaming itself. If the resultant dream rouses not the spirit to gallop toward it?
Whether that annuls its significance, I cannot know. But they sell well.
So, how much will you be buying?
Why? What?
You came barging in with all these questions, so I was patiently answering politely, wasn't I? Don't you think you owe me a sale or two? Not about to leave without buying a single loaf after crowding my bakery and scaring off my customers, are you? Her case was on point, actually. With her whole group gathered around, the passerby gave us a wide berth and hurry on, whispering among themselves. Nobody was about to come in and buy bread like that. Come on, lady. I practically cleared your shelf already, didn't I? You did? Where the hell will keep it all that then? Do you even gotta ask?
Ask a lady, and they're a secret.
Yeah, it's like Meryl says from Meryl says from Metal Gear Solid. Ladies have more hiding spaces than men.
Mm-hmm.
Do you even gotta ask? Of course I had some already. And the rest safely tucked in my coat pockets so we can all share later. That is... How small is this bread or how large are your pockets? And does anyone want to eat bread that's been in your pockets? Well, then again, maybe that's her... So you already ate some. Let's buy a little more. It's true we scared off with the other customers. Understood. Given the expenses made to facilitate this operation, the lack of prior budgeting should not propose a problem. Oh, nice! Sesame rice bun for me, please. Of course he's back when there's food. Of course he's back when there's food. Ah! It was Kim. He really did have a knack for making an entrance at the least expected moments.
Hey, mister, where have you been this whole time?
Wait.
Huh?
Be cross with me all you like, but just give me a moment. Ezra paused, waiting in puzzled anticipation. Only for Kim to take a sesame rice bun from a baker's hands and chop into it. Alright. I'm ready. I like Kim.
Freaking waste of bread!
Yeah! Ezra's angry fist drove straight into Kim's solar plexus, folding him to the ground like a crumpled sack of potatoes as he rolled away. Ezra really likes the solar plexus. At this rate, the owner might start charging us for a whole bakery next, roof and all. Best get away from here.
Manager!
Rousseau approached me as we walked down the street, with Ezra and Kim still squabbling behind us. He was holding a roll of something brown and slightly coiled. Rousseau, do not give me your poop. I don't care how much it looks like.
What?
You know how like sometimes poops are like a little coily? Some poops are. Maybe this is only animal poop. Whatever.
Uh-huh.
I have completed development of the film per your instruction.
Oh, so this film in the caster is shaking. Do I just unroll it?
Hold it up against the sun or other sources of light. As it is a reversal film, the images should be visible as they were photographed.
Look at this photograph. Had no idea what reversal film meant, but Dizzy said and unrolled the film. Okay, I can see it. Huh! That's pretty cool.
Oh, is it showing? Can I see too?
Orbit. Let me have a look too. It was hard to make out details because the images are too small, but I could tell the strip was packed with almost identical pictures. Huh, is this the same person every shot? In the same pose in all of them? Oh, you're right. No. Wait a second. See the arm here? The further along the strip you go, the lower it gets. It's film! It's not just photograph. It's a movie. It's a movie. He filmed in N-Corp that he wasn't supposed to. Ah, so it's a film.
7 days.
7 days.
Yeah. If the head looks like it's turning to the right.
Huh? We're all squinting at the tiny frames on the film, and Sinclair suddenly flinched and was stiff like he'd seen something he shouldn't have. A second later, all color drained out of his face. We just committed a taboo! Sinclair? What's the matter? This reminds me of something I learned in school. You draw a picture in a quarter of a second notes or a thick book. Exact same spot on every page. You start with the arms down. Take one small change on each page. Nudge the arms up higher and higher until they're all raised all the way up. NCorp does not want you looking at film. Jesus. Does that apply to film reel? Does that apply to still images? Shit. This is bad. When you flip the page fast enough, drawings look like separate images. The still stop look like separate images. The still figure starts moving. Class was called Introduction to Motion Pictures. Remember the teacher saying, the video footage we watched were all made the same way. Are you saying that this is... It's a continuous sequence of still images.
The arrangements of the frames suggest that this film strip is highly likely to constitute footage of violations of NCorp's taboo.
So the guy took film, but did what we did? Does it count as watching the film? Hopefully not. We're about to battle. This is gonna be the last one today. We're about to battle, so looks like we're in deep shit. As long as these guys are in my lineup, that'll be good. Let's see, 60, 100, 120, right?
녹슨
전시 준비는
내 작품.
And
화점에 두지.
피가 범람할 시간이요. 의뢰.
벌써요? 교류회. 설레네요.
oh crap! As soon as I register Marcelo's words, my hand reflexively threw the film to the ground. Are we gonna be okay? We might have just broken a taboo. My mind began to race, rapidly traveled back to our journey. Specifically the time when Don Quixote smashed that window at K-Corp and caused the wind to wipe out our team multiple times over. I felt faint. At least we have Vergilius with us back then. It ended up being not that big of a deal at the end of the day, since I could revive the sinners, but some of this taboos get in serious trouble just carrying anything that has to do with them, can't they? I hurriedly turned towards sinners, many of whom looked every bit as troubled as I felt. Still, a few of them expressed a casual lack of concern, citing all the crazy things we've gone through so far. This Faust, what happened to us if we get the manager killed? Okay, so this is it, huh?
Stop freaking out, guys. They're not dying and we'll be fine. NCorp's not gonna kill you on the spot just for processing a film roll.
Well, possessing it, but yeah. Really?
Well, it might be a problem if the film roll does contain genuine recorded footage, but it's not like you guys have had a hand in filming it, right? When NCorp dudes get here to pick it up, just comply with their commands, thank them for their service, and nicely hand it over to the authorities. And everything should be A-okay. There is a possibility that everything will not be okay. Because I have developed the contents of that film roll in that dark room.
Oh, he's right. He processed the film.
Oh! The court will take the lack of intentionality into consideration, however. It is very likely that my actions will be deemed as aiding the primary violator of the taboo.
Really?
But he later said that the NCorp has their own regularity
standards regarding image quality, which they use to determine the severity of taboo violations. The footage's image quality or frame rate is within regulations, NCORP won't be sticking their fixers on our butts right away, and that could buy us time or give our company some leverage to make a deal, however well it might be.
And with Honlu's like eye broadcasting to a broken screen, he's probably covered there. Like even if the screen wasn't broken, they probably had Honlu covered with NCORP. Probably made some deals like, oh, it only shows to these people or something. I don't know.
What they're really sniffing around for is how close to reality the video is, or how close of an experience it provides to real life. So even if we're really, really unlucky and they actually come after us, it's going to be fine as long as the footage is low fidelity, probably.
He's got that look. So, what exactly does frame rate within regulations entail?
Oh, it means that the interval between each frame shouldn't be like super brief. Think about photo slideshows. They only show you one image every few seconds, so it doesn't feel real or vivid, right? You can technically call them motion pictures, but there's no vividness required to violate their taboo.
I think we're so...
Yeah, that's why the canned experiences exist. Like, they can, like... Yeah, oh, you're filming this? Yeah, no, that's free product there. No.
Yeah.
We gotta make this a product.
Yeah, they want to monopolize it. It's like why in U-Corp, they make it illegal to, like, write down instructions how to deal with whales. They need a supply of mermaid products, which means people being turned into mermaids. So it's like a balance between people being turned into mermaids and then being killed for products, and the people who survive and hunt the mermaids. It's like a balance there.
Yeah.
Then let's analyze this film and we'll see how vivid it really is. Merceau probably knows how many frames per second is allowed. Merceau, I trust your acknowledgement subjects concerning NCORP, yes? Cooperate. Could this film will be considered a violation of the taboo? Well, let's pick up the film from the ground and show it to Merceau.
This cannot be determined unless each frame is thoroughly analyzed and compared with adjacent.
Without waiting for Merceau to finish, Otis unrolled the film reel and raised it against the sky. Rescue, get over here. We must analyze these frames. Otis, please, you're in public, where we could get caught. Please don't do that. Film counter there was labeled experiment, so assume the culprit had created this test run of sorts. Experiment to see how close they get to violating taboo. Tested the limits of the law. Maybe be a mere collection of separate photographs that are pretending to be a recorded footage. Players all gather around Otis and look toward the unrolled film in unison. Here, flower pot moves between frames, doesn't it? Docugrapher couldn't possibly have moved the pot while holding down the shutter button. Oh, so it's like... Interesting. So it's like separate photos posing as film. Interesting. I don't see any difference. See here, the expressive visage of subject's visage appears rather stiff. Maybe just a gloomy sort. Perhaps, yet observe closer. The stiffness rises not from gloom, but from strain to maintain it.
Oh, if that's the case, maybe the subject really is trying to fake an actual footage by moving very, very slowly.
This is a weird case. I'm into it.
That's pretty convincing theory, but I'm not sure if that's enough to conclude that we're in the clear just yet.
That's when Bamboo Hat Kim, who'd been sprawled on the ground ever since Ezra punched him, stepped into the conversation. Let's see. Look at the shadow cast on the windowsill. See how it noticeably shifts between each frame? Whoever made this knows their craft for sure, but I can't imagine a Backstreet driller would have any way to mess with the sun's trajectory. The likely scenario must be the creator of this film deliberately made a subject move very slowly from frame to frame, creating a series of disconnected photos that, when played sequentially, would look like footage that violates the taboo. In which case, this film world does not violate the Nest taboo, correct?
That is highly probable.
So he says, Executive Manager. We should be clear for now, at least in regards to aiding the violation of a Wings taboo. Whew! But if he was willing to go through this much trouble just to test N-Corp's patience, it's hard to believe he'd stopped here. Based on all available evidence, Executive Manager, it seems reasonable to conclude that the inflection point of this case is a taboo violator on the run. Oh, but what motive would they have to do that? Sure, working for a Wing subsidiary has nothing on being an actual Wing employee, but still pretty up there when it comes to careers available in the backstreets. If he works as a subsidiary long enough, he might even get transferred to a factory job in a Nest. That gives you a pretty okay chance at a better life, so...
Maybe he was just tired of living that kind of life. Everyone has one of those days, don't they? The sudden feeling that you could be doing more than live the rest of your life in a 9-to-5 hell. The drive to do something that takes you away from the pressure of trying to make a life.
Ishmael, you would know that. Something about what Ishmael said must have tickled Bamboo-Hatted Kim. It's because he suddenly whipped around toward her and shook his head. Maybe, but how many of these people do you think are capable of throwing away everything they built on a whim? Well, I've seen. Maybe our culprit just likes to play with fire. Oh. Sorry about that.
Play with fire?
Yeah, must have started by doing something that technically doesn't count as a taboo. And it's on and on until he brushed thrillingly close to one. One thrilling shot through this camera, another with the next. Until eventually he ended up recording actual footage.
Cool. Then that leaves the question of what the heck was he trying to do with it?
Might have been trying to screen it, use a projector for all this part for the backstreets to see. What? Would that make everyone hear? Would that make everyone hear, even though it really came across a projection? Right on. It would make those folks violators of taboo. Right, if you see any film from N-Corp, doesn't matter why, you get killed. And to show it en masse to people? This guy might be psycho. But why would anyone...
So, would you care to explain how you know that, Mr. Breadbrain?
Asked around the opposite street, apparently some guy's been asking around the workshop to see if they can make him a projector. It seemed like most of them turned him down, but they also said he stopped showing up after a certain point. Fair to guess he's got his hands on a projector somehow.
Alas, is it not a taboo in N-Corp to view recorded videos? Pray tell, why would any insane mind?
Insane mind? Exactly. Well, it ain't taboo if it's only made a projector, isn't it? Backstreet's blokes are looking for anything, long as there's coin. Huh. So how do we track this guy down?
Multiple individuals in the same garb as the Pinframe team have just been identified in the vicinity. They are all carrying the same briefcase.
Oh, well, isn't that convenient? We could play this like a festival or a convention and just tell people who look like they're involved what we're looking for, so it leads us to wherever we need to go? Indeed. At architecture conventions, there'll be those in formal plaid shirts and suspenders milling about, and I can always trust them to lead me to the convention venue. It's like going to Comic-Con, and it's like, where's the building? You just follow the people in goofy, like, cosplay.
Okay, buddy.
Uh-huh. And was it common for those plaid-shirt fellas to look around like they're scanning the area? Did they also go around checking people against photographs? Collect evidence. Please advise for. They also radio each other, glaring at people like they're glaring at... Huh? Perhaps you could answer the series of queries yourself. Nope. This crowd sure don't look like they're gonna last following them. Alright. Last battle for today.
너희 보조 사서들은 나와 다를 바 없을 거야.
Alright,
그 사람의
let's
계획에
see.
한껏 이용당하고.
Alright, good. Ezra's with
버려진
this.
신세잖아. 나는 살고 싶어.
Ezra's taking care of that
너희도
one.
마찬가지일
So... Don Quixote
그러니
gets that one.
협력해줬으면 해. 단 하나의 책을 찾을 수 있도록.
빠르게 처리하지.
왜 안에 갇혀 죽어라.
태어난 곳으로 돌아가라.
빈틈 투성이군. 스켈레터.
어수라고.
Oh, we got Aindu helping us too. Nice. Oh, we got stats up here. On intelligence gathering. Using the skill of identical rank to skill photograph. Clash power -5. So I guess one. Hold on. When using a skill of identical rank to skill photographed. What skill did they photograph? Hold on. Who's got the? I guess that's a clash power +5.
사고될 시간이다. 잔후에.
직접 밝혀준다.
What's the skill of this photograph? Doesn't say.
미래를 과거와 같이.
Alright. Who's got the flower this time? Oh, this one. I'll let Ezra handle that one. There we go.
목을 내놓고 있도록.
속에 파묻혀라. 살고자 하는 모든 것들과
Damn, we got a bunch going on here.
무덤으로 돌아가라.
그간의 전투 경험이 쓸모가 없진 않아.
Damn, she's just unloading. Literally.
적합한 조치였어.
Karma consequence.
예술적이네요.
방금 전에는 굉장했다고. 베르게 그 인간도 이건 인정할걸?
Right.
영감이 떠올랐어. 대행 완료. 와, 엄청난 공격이었어. 기념할 만한 걸. 검주망보다.
빈틈투성.
해금하겠네. 왜냐면 예술을. 먼치킨 압도적인 전략. 가끔 질릴 때도 있지만 역시 늘 먹던 맛에서만 느껴지는 도파민이.
And these guys are done.
감상은 어떤가요?
Man, Eindu's just going ham.
운명적인 죽음일세.
이번에도 잘해줬어. 유익한 책이 또 하나 늘었네. 도시에는 내가 모르는 것들이 많아. 이렇게 하나씩 알아가다 보면 언젠간 반드시 찾을 수 있겠지. 세상의 모든
약지에 감긴 세 바퀴의 반지는
Ah, okay.
마에스트로가 되기 위해 인정받은
That's
세 가지
gonna be it for today.
하죠.
Thanks guys for coming.
비록
Alright,
지금 제
Honglu.
작품이
Honglu, be quiet. Honglu, be quiet.
해가 떠도 너무 춥단 말이지.
Thanks for stopping by, you guys. Snake, you said you had school tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
Alright.
Unfortunately.
That's all right. Thanks for stopping by today. Thanks for stopping by too, Fairy. Will you be here tomorrow as well, or try to be, or?
I'll try to be, but I don't know. I might be doing stuff, but
Alright.
I'll probably appear still.
Okay. All right. In that case, to my audience, thank you for coming back to Cormic Apocalypse. It's been Cheska Hans with Mimetic Experience, and tomorrow will be the conclusion. And you guys have a great night tonight, or a great day today, I should say. Bye bye.